My name is Dr. Clay Sneller. I am the wheat breeder with Ohio State University. I've been here at the Ohio State for about 21 years, if I recall correctly. Before this, I was at the University of Arkansas, where I was 10 years as the soybean breeder for the University of Arkansas. So I am located on the Worcester campus, and we have wheat plots all over the state. Our main location for breeding, though, is located in Worcester. This is where we grow. Probably at least 20,000 plots are grown here in Worcester, where we do a lot of our early selections. Our other locations are at the North Central Agricultural Research Station up by Fremont, and then the Northwest Agricultural Research Station up in Northwest Ohio, close to Bowling Green. And then we have also 3 other locations managed by the crew out of Columbus, Laura Lindsay's extension crew, and those are in various counties, but primarily Pickaway, Darke, and Madison County. Good.
Okay.
We do breed for consumer traits. One of the big things for consumers, of course, is always food safety. We get some diseases that produce high levels of a toxin in the wheat, and that wheat then is unsuitable for human consumption. So we breed for resistance to that disease, so the toxin's low in the wheat, and so the wheat is safe for the consumers. Other than that, we do make sure that our wheats are suitable for making consumer products, and particularly for us in soft wheat, that's mainly the quality of the product. Does it fall apart? Does it make a good cookie? Does it make a good cake, a good cracker? Those are the things we're primarily concerned about. Talked about consumer traits. We also have traits that are primarily interest to the farmers, but also then traits primarily interested to the millers and the bakers, the ones who mill the wheat, make the flour, then of course the bakers make the products. The millers are particularly interested in traits like flour yield. If you get 100 pounds of grain, how much flour will you get out of that when you mill? Obviously, millers would like the high flour yield if possible. But there's also other intrinsic properties of the flour itself that the millers are also very concerned about. The big ones are softness equivalent, also protein levels. Then bakers, they're of course very interested in when they receive a flour, will it make the product that they want. And every product requires slightly different parameters, quality parameters, to make that product. Like if you're making cookies, you need one set of parameters. If you're making crackers, you need a different set. If you're making cakes, you need yet a third set. So every product has something different. I was talking to a miller once. They have about 170 recipes that they make. 170 different flours they make out of soft red winter wheat grown in Ohio. So there's all these type of parameters that are required. So then we get to the growers. And the growers are concerned about all the traits. They want always to produce a high quality product that fits the needs of the consumers and the needs of the millers and bakers. And of course, they are also then very concerned about the traits they need to be profitable in their fields. A primary trait for them is yield. They always want to get high yield, but they also want to protect the crop. They want to have disease resistance. For us in Ohio, a primary disease that we want to have resistance to is Fusarium head blight. It's not necessarily a very prevalent disease, but it's very hard to control through use of fungicides. And when you do get the disease, it can render your crop basically unmarketable. This is the disease that produces a toxin. If the toxin levels are high in the grain, then the grain cannot be used for human consumption. It's really suitable only for animal feed, and the price of that grain for the farmer to sell is, well, it's miserable. It's terrible. So they're very interested in that. They also, of course, want wheat that stands up in the field. They don't like wheat that falls down flat on the ground. They want wheat that matures at the right time. They also want a high test weight, because they get paid, actually get penalized if they have wheat with a low test weight. So there's many traits that the farmers want on top of everything that they also want to deliver to the millers and bakers. They do want to deliver high flour yield, softness equivalent, traits associated with consumers, but they also have to have the traits that make them profitable in the field.